everybody. So I just left the gym, so I apologize for my appearance, but I am doing my Thurston Thursday today on the purpose and the role of rescues and shelters in our neighborhoods. So a lot of you have probably heard about kind of the movement or the hashtag of adopt, don't shop. So one of the things that we're seeing in the United States, probably in other countries too, is there are a lot of dogs available, and I would say animals in general, that are available for being pets, for being working animals, and everything in between. So there are breeders. I think that everybody can agree that puppy mills are just not great. So we'll just kind of throw that out there. Puppy mills, not great. They provide pretty poor conditions for both the adults and the puppies. Sometimes you're getting dogs that are overbred. So it's not a good look. You have a lot of breeders that are breeding specific breeds of dogs, which is fine. I think, in my opinion, there is a role in society for purebred dogs, in particular anything that's a working dog. Makes a lot of sense. However, there's a lot of health issues that come with purebred dogs, just because you tend to get some inbreeding. So you have a lot of parents breeding with children. You have a lot of siblings sometimes that are bred together, and you don't get the genetic diversity that really makes the dogs healthy. So then you come to shelters and rescues. Some misconceptions that I'm sure you have heard before is that shelters never have purebred dogs, which is not true. There are a lot of different dogs that are available for adoption. Depending on the area you live in particular places like Colorado, you're going to get a lot of breed-specific rescues. I know that in Colorado, just the ones I have physically seen myself, there's a Frenchie rescue, there's a Basenji rescue, there's a Doberman rescue, there's a large dog rescue, there's a lab rescue, there's all sorts of different rescues that are breed specific. So if you're looking for a particular type of dog for your family or for your farm or for hunting or whatever, just know that resource is available. And also, a lot of the time people think that shelter dogs are always like old and sick. So again, there's a difference between shelters and rescues. So I'll talk a little bit about shelters. Shelters are great. It's a resource for the community. I honestly think it's a great resource for people to be able to drop off their unwanted pets. I wish that there weren't any unwanted pets. But I know that there are a lot of reasons why somebody might need to surrender their dog. So shelters, generally, the shelters that we work with at least will not adopt out dogs that are not healthy. So you can kind of keep that in mind. They can't guarantee it, but they're going to be checked by vets. They're going to be spayed or neutered. They're going to have their dental work done. Dental work is really expensive. So having a shelter dog where their dental work's already done. I know Kiwi, she had all of her middle teeth pulled. It's just kind of a small breed thing. That would have cost me a lot of money, but because she came from a shelter, it was already done. So, and then rescues are a little bit different. We take a lot of dogs that wouldn't do well in a shelter for whatever reason. Sometimes they do have medical problems, and we're very transparent about that. Not very often, though, to be honest. A lot of the dogs that we get is because the shelters are at capacity, so they just need to get dogs out, or they're just not dogs that are doing well in the shelter. If you've ever been to a shelter, you know, like, if a dog is like freaking out and barking in the back of their kennel and like being really aggressive and crazy, nobody's gonna want that dog. Turns out that dog's probably just so scared that if you put them in a home, like in a foster home, they're much more likely to relax, to show their personality. Every dog, in my opinion, is different when they come home versus being in the shelter. I think you would be too, being at home versus being in jail. So those are kind of the differences. Shelters, I feel like they they serve the community in a little bit different way. Not saying they take the easy dogs, but they don't necessarily have the time or the resources to put them in a lot of foster homes. As opposed to, so my rescue, I'll talk about my rescue in particular, is Life is Better Rescue. All of our dogs are in foster homes. So when you adopt a dog from us, they have been in a house with real people. So we can tell you a little bit about them. I find for my foster dogs, depending on how old they are, it takes them about 3 to 7 days to really settle in. And so I can then tell you, oh, they've got such a personality, or they're really naughty, or they're really great, or anything in between. So those are kind of the differences, the purposes of shelters, rescues. I really encourage you, if you're looking for a dog for yourself, that if you want a specific breed, that's totally fine. I really wanted a corgi, and so when I was looking for one, I looked at breed-specific rescues. I looked at a variety of different shelters. I looked at different rescue organizations, and I basically just waited until somebody had a corgi that I connected with. So that's kind of what I would encourage you to do if you're looking for a specific breed, if you're looking for a specific size of dog. We, at our rescue, we get a lot of dogs from out of state. Colorado is a lot more friendly to pets in general. If you have tried to find housing in Utah that allows you to have pets, it's almost impossible. But here, you can almost always find an apartment or a rental that allows you to have at least one dog. So a lot of people have pets here. So we take them out of municipal shelters across the country, mostly in Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Kansas, where they might not get adopted, and so they're more likely to be put down. Yeah, so I'm going to show you this really cute puppy that we've got right now. But just keep in mind, we've had dogs come through here as young as 8 weeks old. We actually have a foster dog in one of our foster's homes who came to us when he was 2 days old. He's currently 7-8 weeks old. He's very cute. But don't think that rescues aren't going to have puppies. The other thing is I highly recommend getting an older dog just because they're a lot less work. I personally love senior dogs, so dogs over about 6 or 8 years old. They tend to be better behaved, they're more calm. So keep that in mind if you are looking for a dog. I'm also very excited that I am filming this the correct way instead of vertical, so you're welcome. Let's go inside and meet Rocky, who is going to be up for adoption here in just a few days. Hi, baby! This is Rocky. He is about 6 months old. Beautiful dog. And just needed to get a chance. So here he is. You wanna go play? Let's go!